Up in the holler. Ooh. Up in the holler. Ooh. I just had to throw that one in there for you, Justin. I'm not able to hear very well. I have a little bit of a head cold, but I have so many things I want to talk about. First of all, I want to say that I'm very disappointed that Governor Lee opted out of the $300 federally funded, government funded unemployment addition that people need so badly. I know we're going through this pandemic and we're trying to get through it. But I think we will get through it. I think if you haven't had a vaccine, I would like to ask you to get a vaccine. Now, one of the things that I really want to talk about here is the anti-abortion situation and how we have had our lawmakers in Tennessee would go into the middle of the night to pass laws about abortion. That tells me that they don't really feel like it's the right thing to do, but they're doing it anyway. In the dead of night, in the dark of night, they're trying to tell us how we should be and how women should be controlled when we can't even get equal employment to take care of our children and our grandchildren. I was a single mother myself. I know all about that. And another thing that is real disheartening to me is how our own Tennessee lawmakers right here in Tennessee aren't doing everything that they need to do. Do you know there's families selling children for sex, most common form of human trafficking in East Tennessee, where I'm from, and they have found children as young as 3 years old in these sex trafficking situations. And our lawmakers are not doing anything near what they should be doing to try to stop this or stem this problem. As we know, we've had all kinds of people having been murdered just recently over sex issues and pornographic stuff. This has got to be addressed more than it's being done now. And it's something that really troubles me because, you know, I'm from East Tennessee, which is one of our tourist areas. It's one of the most visited parks in the United States. And to think and to know this from a lot of the things I've read and things that I have been told, that sex traffickers are bringing young women, young girls, and boys into the mountains of East Tennessee, and they have a perfect situation, a perfect storm for this sex trafficking because they have all these rental cabins and all these places where the police couldn't get to these children if they wanted to. I know for a fact that this is going on. I have been up there visiting family before near the Sevier County Airport, and these private jets come in there on Friday afternoon and then leave early Monday morning. And this is not being talked about by Marsha, Blackburn, or Haggerty, or Governor Lee. None of these people are talking about this horrible situation that we're going through, and it's being perpetrated on our citizens right now in East Tennessee, in Knoxville, which, by the way, is one of the worst places for opioid abuse, from the Cumberland mountains up there in Crossville is one of the worst places for crystal meth and then the opioid abuse that we've dealt with. And Marsha Blackburn and these different people have just turned a blind eye to it, but they're taking money to fund their campaigns and to keep them in office and being, acting as if this is just normal and we don't have to talk about it. Well, this is one of the main things that is bothering me. And then I noticed that the lawmakers here in Tennessee can worry about a statue when they should be worrying about the anti-trans laws that they are trying to pass right now, which is just a horrible thing. And also, just last week, let me see if I have the paper here on it properly, because I don't want to misquote myself here, how women Tennessee women receiving surgical abortions would be required to bury and cremate fetal remains following this bill's passage. Now, this is something that is another way to control women. And you know, you can control women already because you're not allowing them to make the equal amount of money that men are making. But we have all this going on, and we have to say something about it. We all have to be able to talk about it. Yes, that article was Stella I guess that's how she pronounces her name, but that's her article in the Nashville Tennessean about this. And it's just a horrible, horrible way to control women. And the anti-abortion bill stalled in legislation as Senate GOP leadership expresses little interest, is what this is saying here. And I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. And the clinics and the women would bear the cost of the fetal remain disposal. Listen, I don't believe that our lawmakers or our churches have a right to tell a woman what to do with her body. And no, it's not murder. I tell you what's murder is when you have little children as young as 3 years old being sold by drug-addicted family members all over this country and all over this state. And then you want to pass an anti-abortion law, but you can allow this to go on and you can have a blind eye to this. This is not the way legislation should be handled. And we need to get new people in to take care of these things. Yes, we have climate problems. We have environmental abuse going on, the infrastructure thing. I'm horrified about the bridge down in Memphis this week when they discovered that crack on that bridge and all the stuff that's going on. We have to do more to take care of the people in this country and in our state than we're doing up to this point. I think I'm hearing music, and I don't know if that means I need to get off the air or not, but I still have plenty to say. But also, we have to do something about police reform because that is so outrageous. I personally had an encounter with the Metro Police here in Nashville that I still haven't recovered from. I can't imagine what the community of color has dealt with and what they deal with on a daily basis. We have to change these laws, and we have to get police reform in place here. We've got to have more things done to protect the people. I don't mind that the wealthy, the billionaires and everybody gets a tax break now and then, but what about us getting a break here? Just ordinary people need to have a break as well. And I don't believe that the church needs to get all up in our business. And I don't think that lawmakers need to get in the womb of women and tell us what we can do with our bodies. And it's not about murder. It's about being in control of your own body. And I believe that it's something that we need to be more inclusive about, and all families and all people should be treated equally and fairly. I don't know how much time I have left, Justin, so you might just throw me off when you're through.
Well, I just want to say I really appreciate you doing this, Stella. I know we all do. Everybody's had a great time watching you and hearing from you, and you know, it can't be easy to be in the country.
Mean to preach.
No, you're preaching. People are loving it. I know it's not easy to be in the music world and speak out the way you do. So we really do appreciate you coming here and doing it, Stella. Thank you so much.
Let me say one last thing.
Go ahead.
It's not popular for me to have been so vocal and so outspoken. And I was not that outspoken until we had such a huge sex scandal here in the country music industry a few years ago, and I was one of the only people that really had the nerve and the conscience to speak out openly about it. And that's why I wanted to bring this sex trafficking and human trafficking to the forefront today in this forum, because it's something that has to be talked about. It's not one of these nice little warm fuzzy things or one of these safe things, but some of us have to do that, as John Lewis says, or as he said to us, speak up and have a platform and get in trouble if you have to. So that's trouble. What we have to do.
Thank you so much, Stella. Speaking up, keep Justin. Speaking up, keep fighting that fight. We really appreciate you being here with us. Thank you so much, Stella.
Thank you.